Alright, so welcome to the channel, and today we will be talking about the Meze 105 Silva. And this was sent out to me by Meze. They are not asking me to say or do anything other than my honest opinion regarding this headphone, nor do they have any input whatsoever into this video. So, yeah, let's dive right into build and aesthetic, and then into how I used it and my thoughts on it, and go from there. So, build and aesthetic. All right, build and aesthetic. Meze 105 Silva. Starting with the cable, it's a nice braided cable. It's, nothing to scream home about, but it's solid and it's really quite quality. It does get some memory there. As you can see, it kind of rewinds itself if you don't let it unwind itself. Has a nice Meze logo on the split into a rubbery kind of, but nice quality rubber kind of feel to the, like the cables going up into the ear cups. And then moving into the overall build of the device, the headphones, they are nice with this wood and then like kind of like a composite. I almost feel like it might be metal, but it's a really interesting feeling and looking, basically cup there. It's nice, solid. It looks really pretty. I actually really dig that look of the kind of the slots with the mesh behind it. It's a very pretty, nice looking headphone. The classic super cush and velour feeling pads are just fantastic. You can kind of get an inside there look of the baffle and how it works on the inside. But overall, the build it's a Meze product. This thing is over-engineered and just fantastically built. And this is so addictive. The head strap mechanic for how it adjusts on your head. It's just a solid, has a little bit of swivel, or not swivel, but like kind of adjustment there where it has like a full movement around. But it's just limited to just that though. So that's basically all you're getting. It's almost like it's like on a ball joint and it can move just slightly around in a circle there like that to get adjustment on your head. But that being said, like it's super comfortable. Like you put it on your head and you forget that it's there. So, and that's pretty much the basis for all Meze headphones that I've ever used. They're all just extremely comfortable, very light, and extremely well built. And the aesthetic choices they make, like everything is just so polished when it's put together. Like look at the joints, like they're, I don't know if you can kind of get that in there, but the joints are just perfect. Everything is just extremely well made, to the point of like even like the little screws here to hold everything together. Nothing crazy. It's just literally screws in the metal, but the way that they do it is just so polished and nicely done. It's just impressive, the build quality of all Meze products. They're just fantastic. They have their little markings here for like left and right, and then obviously you have your 105 Silva on the top of the band, and it's nice. It has a decent cush to the pad, the headband pad, and then has the steel bands for the stretchability, so you can kind of see there. But yeah, that's build. Aesthetic is, I mean, hit or miss for if you're not into this kind of, I almost say Art Deco almost, or future retro Art Deco. I don't know what the term would be, but I dig it. It's a super cool looking look. I really, really like it. They also nail aesthetic when it comes to that. I want to say almost like future retro Art Deco. I don't know how to explain that look, but that's kind of the feel. Like they took inspiration from retro design, futurized it, and the Art Deco kind of feel. Yeah, so that's my take on build and aesthetics. All right. All right, so that was build and aesthetic. Let's dive into gaming and my thoughts on it with regards to gaming specifically. I was playing this roguelike called Dead Zone, and Dead Zone Rogue. Roll some B-roll for you a little bit. But Dead Zone Rogue, I played some Battlefield. I'm not the best gamer. I'm still learning how to do basically mouse and keyboard. I've been a console gamer for a long time. In fact, but one of my main loves is side-scrolling, kind of that old school side-scrolling Metroidvania or platformer type stuff. I love those types of games, but I'm getting into PC gaming more and more, and I'm slowly moving away from controller for my FPS games, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not the best at it yet, so forgive the bad gameplay. But anyhow, as far as for gameplay with the Meze 105 Silva, I found them to be adequate. Like they're good. They reminded me of the PC 37X, or like that Sennheiser or whatever the new brand is, gaming headphones. It kind of had that vibe to it for me, where it was kind of a little more mid-centric, a little bit, but tamed on the lows and the highs. And it's good. It can pick up directionality. It sounds decent. It's not the most, what would be the kind of like engaging or immersive sounding headphone when it comes to gaming specifically. So just take that into account. I definitely can pick up, when I'm playing competitive games, I can pick up directionality of footsteps and gunfire, and it's immersive enough to where it's adequate, it does the job. I just have better headphones on hand, better than the 105 Silva for gaming specifically. So take that into account. I want to talk now about the lineup, the 105s. The 105 AER compared to the Silva to the 109 Pro. And I feel like the 105 Silva basically fits in between the 109 Pro and the 105 AER. I found the 105 AER to be the better gaming headphone and the better dynamic low-end headphone for gaming, and just if you like more bassy sound signatures, I found the 105 AER to be the better for that kind of listening, game playing, what have you. I also found the 105 AR to be just a little bit better for me for gaming, just in general. And I also liked the 105 AER's aesthetic slightly better, that all black with that really cool like design of the cups that they have on the 105 AER. Moving towards the 109 Pro, I felt the 109 Pro was definitely more in the high end, the highs and the upper mids were a little bit more intense compared to the 105 Silva, and the lows weren't quite as good. They're definitely punchy and dynamic, but I felt like this had a slightly better low end than the 109 Pros, but not as good as the 105 AERs. This one I feel like has the 105 Silva, sorry, I feel like has the better mid-range and upper mid-range, and I felt like the 109 Pro has the better upper mid-range and highs. So the 105 Silva, confusing. Oof. Anyways, the 105 Silva is, in my opinion, more of a mid-centric sounding headphone, and it does have some really good upper mids and highs. The highs feel a little bit more tamed and are not as crispy, or they're detailed, but they're just not as like punchy and crispy as like the 109 Pro, as I recall. So take that for what it is. Back to the 105 Silva in general, I do find that the low end is punchy, but and dynamic, but it doesn't have that like engagement that the 105 AERs had. And I feel like the highs are well detailed and have that nice brightness to them, like in a nice way, not in the brittle, crispy, overly crispy way, in a negative way. I felt they were kind of tamed, the highs were, and then the mids and upper mids were just had this neutrality, but also a slight lean towards warmth with the heads or the amps and gear I was using here. I was mostly using the Element 4. I was also using some other gear that has been pushed out now with the X Duo. I had a tube amp there, tube hybrid. I had the K17 from FIO. I was using my Cord TT2 and some general other amps and DACs I have here on hand, but overall I mostly used the JDS Labs Element 4, which is fantastic. I love that device. I'll be doing a video on that here in the near future once things calm down with beginning of the school year and going to Can Jam and all that kind of stuff and travel and life. So anyways, those are the kind of devices I use the most with this. Overall, I would say this is a fantastic device for people that want that mid-range focus more, a little bit more mid-range focus. The overall feel, though, is fantastic. So, moving into final thoughts, I feel like this is a great device and well worth the effort to get some ear time with it and give it a go. And I really enjoyed it. Outside of the fact that it's not necessarily my personal cup of tea for that low end, but overall I had nothing bad to say about it. And it's a Meze device, so it's fantastically built, fantastic looks, and ergonomics and comfort are fantastic. It's just a extremely well built device. So, and the sound is great. I love it. It's a great mid-range if that's what you're looking for. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. I'll catch everybody on the next one, and have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. All right, cheers everybody.